He is a 20-plus year radio veteran. She is a 14-year radio veteran. And as of November 2016, TJ Phillips and Jessica Chandler are a radio duo on Kickin 92.5. In this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I sit down with both of them one-on-one. So here we sit at Apex Broadcasting on Daniel Island. And you know, a lot of the low country is really talking about the Spring Break Bash. The following was posted to the Kickin 92.5 Facebook page, quote, meet and greet photos from Spring Break Unplugged. So who were the people that you met and greeted that were unique to you in your mind?
Gary Allen is always, I mean, he's such a, there's nobody else like Gary Allen, and met him, you know, many times over the years, but he is such a creative thing that it's just cool to be around him. You know, you kind of you can hang around him and feel like you could go write something.
Yeah,
know?
and with Gary Allen's music, it takes you back to specific dates and times in your life and memories, and so that's one of the best things about the show with Gary Allen being our headliner, is that it took you back to those places. And of course Tyler Farr had the best personality. Oh. He came out on stage in a fur coat.
Yeah, I think it was a 40-year-old Asian mountain goat.
I think it was a hamster.
Is that
I think
what
it was?
Okay. I think it was plastic.
I think it was plastic. It was a synthetic coat. It was awful, but that's how he came out.
He's so funny.
And Thompson Square, they're just adorable. They're a married couple, precious as they can be. And then David Nail, just pure talent as well.
He's just talent. Just an amazing, buttery kind of voice, you know, and just spreads really nice. I enjoyed getting to know talking to the kids again too that opened the show.
Oh, our opener act.
I love those kids. They're just great young people and working hard to be something, you know.
And it was a chilly night, but I think everybody had a great time. You know, everybody had a good time. So
that's so amazing. Speaking of going back in time, let me go back to November 2016. The Mount Pleasant magazine said this, quote, 7 months after his departure from the station and career that had brought him into the lives of so many area residents, TJ once again turned on the ear sign in November 2016. This time at locally owned Apex Broadcasting's New Country Kickin 92.5. He and co-host Jessica Chandler now host the morning show. Why Kickin 92.5? Why now?
I was lucky. That's why. I had been with my last station for 25 years, and it just it changed like every business does over the years, and became something that I didn't sign up for. So I just felt the need to go do something else, and it wasn't necessarily coming here. I looked at. I even applied for a job as the media coordinator for the Berkeley County school system.
Yes,
I was looking for something to do for another 10 years, and got to talking to Dean and these guys, and it just worked out. She was willing to take me on, and Andy was willing to sleep in.
Right.
And we're finding our way. They were willing to take me in, and as a local station, there were only a couple of options that I would have even considered in this market, and this was absolutely at the top of the list.
Wow.
It was important to me to be local.
Yes. Yeah. Speaking of which, corporate radio. You actually told the Mount Pleasant magazine, quote, I didn't want to spend the rest of my life in corporate radio, and I just left. I'm very local in my philosophy of radio, very involved with the family of listeners, and it had become impossible to be that way. Don't get me wrong, they do a great job as a corporate station, but it wasn't what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. A, what is your definition of corporate radio right now? And B, when you think of your listeners, what sticks out to you?
Let me start with the listeners. There's, over the years, it's not as easy today because there are so many different options, and everybody's in such a hurry, and but there was a time when radio was kind of a soundtrack to everybody's life. Everybody had their stations, and we were busy on the streets. We were always out meeting people, talking to people, getting to know people, and then they'd bring their kids when they were born, and you'd meet them, and then now I meet grandkids of, you know. So it's like there's a connection to these people that you've talked to and talked about, and
they become family.
They truly are.
And just like when we go out to places and we meet our listeners and they meet us and they say, "Oh my gosh, you don't look anything like I thought you'd look."
Yeah, you're a lot older and fatter than I thought you
We
were.
say the same thing about them because we know their voices and we know their stories, and sometimes the first time we meet them, we're going, "Well, wait, you don't look like I thought you would look too." So they become our family.
And it's important. I think a local station can still do that. You can still make contact and be part of a family. You can have a relationship because you're only talking to them. I'm only talking to him and her and the kid. Right. You know, I'm not talking to people in 54 cities and you know and that kind of stuff where you have to be so generic and so perfect.
Basic.
Yeah, it's just basic. It's not creative to me. And there are people, believe me, they do what they do better than anybody in the world. They really do. It was just not what I do. I'm loose. I like to run things spur of the moment. You know, and I like to be in touch. I want to talk about somebody, not talk about something that they can find anywhere on any broadcast, on any website, anywhere in the world. It just wasn't me.
And that's why you are a Charleston legend.
He's so humble.
I don't know how to take that.
He is. He's very humble.
Yeah. No, I'm not necessarily a legend in my mind. I've been able to adjust. I'm a survivor, and so far it's all been pretty positive. Yeah. So I mean, I've been lucky. This town's been good to me.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
On Jessica, you said the following quote: "I'm extremely fortunate to have a co-host like Jessica. She's half my age and has 10 times my energy. She's constantly communicating with Facebook and our website, listens while we're on the air. It's an energy I haven't been around in a long time, and the rest of the staff feeds into it." How would you, Jessica, describe TJ?
The opposite. No kidding. Double my age. No kidding. You know, being in radio in the Charleston area for going on 14 years of my life, I have not had a whole lot of opportunity to listen to TJ because a lot of times we were competing against each other. So I think getting to work with somebody like TJ, what you call a legend in this town, first of all, when it was brought up, no matter what he says, I was like excited. You know, I love his personality. I like how he is local. I like what he has done for the community and how much he cares about the community, and especially the music scene. And that's one thing I learned about TJ over the last few months is how much he supports the local music scene, whether it doesn't have to be just country music. And that's another thing that I love about TJ. But he brings a whole different dynamic to radio than I'm used to because I am hyper and go-getter, and TJ's kind of slow paced, and I think he's kind of slowing me down a little bit, if at all possible. But I feel like he is like I'm trying to like slow myself down and learn from TJ. So it's been
I'm
a
like
good
a dose of medicine. You know, I'm just.
You're my Adderall?
I'm your Adderall.
He's my Adderall. Quote that.
There you go.
Quote that.
That might be a hashtag.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's my Adderall.
Speaking of music, let me describe to me the following in one word: Marty Stewart and his fabulous superlatives.
Marty Stewart.
I can't cuss on here. Absolutely, amazingly, incredibly talented musicians and writers. They make music that makes you feel every note, and I love Marty Stewart. I brought Marty Stewart here for the very first time in 1985.
Yes, the year after I was born.
We were just having a conversation about Marty Stewart at Spring Break Unplugged. And let's be honest, the guy has amazing hair.
Yeah.
He's got hillbilly hair, man. It's up there. You know what I'm saying?
It's good.
But Marty is an amazing picker. He played guitar and banjo with the greats when he was 13 years old, and with Johnny Cash when he was a teenager, and he's walking music history. and he's got the talent to pull it off, and the band is tight, real tight. They're going to be at the music bar.
Right.
Our music hall.
Right.
At the music hall, that's right. I saw that yesterday. I will be there.
Oh, good. Speaking of which, an evening with Brandy Clark and Charlie Worsham.
We love Brandy Clark.
Yes.
Brandy Clark doesn't get enough attention. She is an amazing songwriter, first off. Wonderful singer. And she's very quiet when you meet her, wouldn't you say? She kind of reminds me of TJ. TJ's like the type of person that he just sits back and listens. And I feel like that's how Brandy is. She just sits back, she observes, and that gives her a lot of, information to write songs.
She's she
incredible.
runs with a group of ladies in Nashville that are pretty wound tight, kind of like, but I mean, she runs with Casey Musgrave and a lot of and Miranda and a lot of these people that are just out there, and Brandy's, she's writing the songs and she's keeping it, I think she's absolutely the best, not the best kept secret, she's the most overlooked talent in Nashville today.
Yeah.
I really love her work, and I look forward to seeing her down at the music
She is
hall.
actually country, and some people would say she's too country for country.
And she tells stories still. She doesn't talk about a party or a whatever. She tells stories, and that was the root of country, and she's still trying to do that.
Wow. Mary Chapin Carpenter.
Mary Chapin Carpenter. She takes me back to when I was a kid.
Really?
Like, seriously, I think the first time my sister and I called a radio station was to request Mary Chapin Carpenter, I Feel Lucky. And I remember the DJ asking my sister, if you won the lottery, what would you do? And you know what she said? I'd get braces.
I remember her.
No, whatever. Did we call you?
Probably.
No, but Mary Chapin Carpenter, another incredible talent. But I mean, we haven't heard from her in a while.
Well, there's a lot of similarity in what she did and what Brandy is still doing.
Yeah.
They both wrote emotion. They both wrote, stories. And Mary Chapin could tell a story. I mean, she could sing without really working hard at it. It just kind of came out of her. And she has continued to produce great music and has a great live band. But she moved out of the country arena and moved to D.C. and has lived up there for a while, for years now. But she continues to be, in my mind, just one of the best songwriters and performers that Nashville's had the good fortune to hang on to for a while. She's quality.
Oh, she is indeed.
All the way.
And if I were to write the headline in a Post and Courier newspaper about Jessica and TJ Morning Show in 5 years, you would say,
he died a year ago. And he had a heart attack. She killed him.
He has a do not resuscitate thing on his wrist. He told me I can't resuscitate him if he falls out in the corner. You know what? I think with radio, you can't look that far ahead. You got to live like kind of day to day. And that's just, maybe less in the local radio world, but I'm hoping to say that we're still alive and kicking, first of all.
Well, Kickin, see.
ironic.
I'll be honest, I was very interested in this job, in a local job like this, because it's not so dependent on budget line items. If you've made contact with the community and the community is coming back at you, if advertisers are coming back at you, you can have a down day, a down month, because you can pick it right back up and move on. With a lot of the corporate things, their focus is on shareholder benefit and stock prices, and they don't have time for you to have a down month. That's why it's iffy. You never really know one 3-month period to the next whether you're going to be employed or not. I would like to think in 5 years that people will be listening and they will feel like they've listened to us their whole lives. That we're part of their day and part of their life, and we're able to make somebody laugh you know, because the world's crazy.
Yeah, amen.
It's all we can do is hope to make somebody smile. So that's what I'm hoping. We're still here and we're still making people smile.
Yeah.
And I forgot to ask this, I guess, prior to this particular question about describe to me the following one word, but when you put down that mic, who's Jessica and TJ?
That's one thing TJ does a lot. He grunts.
Yeah, I have a language in grunt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, different grunts mean different things. So,
Do you want to go first?
Go ahead.
No, you go first.
I am, I don't know what people think I am. I don't know. But I can tell you that I'm an incredibly quiet, reserved, out of the picture kind of guy when I walk out of here. I'm just one who likes my space.
Right.
Because I've lived in everybody's world
Yes.
for so long.
Right.
18 hours a day for so many years that I really came to value my private time and my quiet time. And, it's something that I'm a very quiet guy. I read a lot. And
You're an emotional guy.
I'm an emotional guy. I do.
Who loves his wife and his family. Look at me, I'm telling him who you are.
I'm just, people think I'm, some outrageous sometimes or whatever, and I am. But that's just part of me. The rest of me, I paint. I love to oil with oil.
Yes.
I take pictures and do a lot of photography. And I want to build a tiny house.
Oh, cool.
I just, I'm a boring, you wouldn't want to be around me, dull kind of guy when I walk out of here.
Wow.
I agree with that. You
Yes,
are.
I am.
And I guess for me, I don't have any children yet. My
Okay.
husband and I have been married 2.5 years. And I've been very open and honest about our fertility issues, and we're going through some fertility testing and things. So we should hopefully get some news soon, and maybe all good, positive stuff. So, if I can help another woman with her, if she's going through any kind of issues, if I can help her with that, that's why I'm open. And I think that's what's so great about us is on a local level, we can talk to those listeners and they can call us every day and we can get to know their stories, even if it's not on the air and it's all done in private. I am very open and honest with listeners because I want you to relate to me because I'm just a normal person. I'm not put up on a pedestal.
Right.
I drive to work every day. I go home. I have my own issues and problems and a new puppy at home that's driving me crazy. Crazy! But no, I love my husband, and we live in Hanahan,
Right.
and I love Stingrays hockey. We're into sports and Gamecocks,
And I love her husband, and Jeff's a
do.
good guy. Jeff's a great guy. And like she just said about the fertility, I've dealt with depression, severe clinical depression over the years, and it's something that probably led me to walking away when I did from radio last year. I just needed to get a grip on things, and people I talk to now,
Right.
because I've talked about it on social media, they're willing then to come and ask me, what do I do if, what about, that kind of stuff, and because we're all in the same boat, man. We're just paddling as hard as we can to get to the bank.
Yeah.
And if we can talk to somebody, that's why we talk about our colonoscopy, because it's colon cancer month, and we need to encourage people to go get checked. It's our lives are open. They're on the table. They're on the radio.
And they're on social media,
Right.
and we connect to people not just on the air, but through different sites, Twitter,
Right.
Facebook, Snapchat,
Instagram.
yeah,
Whatever.
all of them.
She does.
Oh, yeah.
I try to keep
I don't,
up with it. I'm
not
trying
good
to
at it.
teach him. He loves some of the filters on Snapchat. We like to give him the
I'm
puppy
trying.
dog ears on Snapchat.
And you will get that kid. God is going to make that happen.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate
it's coming,
that.
it's coming.
We're working. We're
Yeah,
getting.
and I've been tested, so I'm available. If she needs a blood transfusion or
Oh, okay.
Any-
I was gonna say because never mind.
no, never
He's
mind.
not the father.
Never mind.
TJ, you are not the father.
I love Jeff.
this was amazing. I really appreciate this.
That's cool. I just wanted to say congratulations on what you've been able to accomplish. I remember when you first started this, and I wasn't sure where you were going with it or what you were going to do, but you've really done a great job getting your stuff together and getting, you got the equipment, you got the support.
Thank God.
You're talking to the right people, man.
Yeah.
You've been doing a good job. Keep it up.
Thank you. Coming from you, I really appreciate this.
Yeah, keep it up.
Thank you, TJ. Thank you, Jessica.
Thanks for coming in.
Anytime. I appreciate this.